Welcome to Iberitu Verimos TV. Egbema Youth Council EYC Worldwide Peaceful Protest at NDDC Headquarters. A cry for justice, equity, and development. The Egbema Youth Council EYC Worldwide, the recognized apex youth body representing the entire Egbema Kingdom across Delta and Edo states, has taken a historic step by staging a peaceful protest at the headquarters of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) in Port Harcourt. This carefully organized action is not a call to confrontation, but a lawful demand for justice, equity, and recognition of the plight of Egbema people who continue to suffer neglect despite their enormous contributions to the Nigerian economy. At the center of this protest is the abandoned Udo Ofunama Road project, a critical infrastructural lifeline whose completion would unlock economic potential for more than 250 communities spread across the Egbema, Olediama, and Okomu kingdoms. Instead, the project has been left in ruins, leaving behind a trail of untold hardship, wasted resources, and growing frustration among the people. The Udo Ofunama Road was awarded on April 20, 2012 by the NDDC at a contract sum of
The reason we are here is because of the long abandoned road, Udo Ofunama Road, that was awarded sometime in 2012. After the road was awarded, NDDC choose not to construct the road till this moment. And this has led to serious hardship in the Egbema Kingdom. The road led to several communities, over 300 communities. But after the road was awarded, NDDC choose not to construct the road for the good people of the people. That is the reason we are here. Thank you and God bless you.
Million naira, with an 86-week completion target from the date of mobilization. The road was envisioned as a transformative project to link riverine and interland communities, ease trade and travel, and open up one of the most resource-rich zones of the Niger Delta. However, more than a decade later, very little progress has been made. Roads from the Auditor General of the Federation confirmed that by March 2018, the contract had received 268.9 million naira in payments, but the road remains abandoned. Field evidence shows only about 6 kilometers of the road were constructed before work stopped. Since then, erosion, flooding, and neglect have rendered the road almost impassable. For the people of Egbema and the surrounding kingdoms, this is not just an abandoned project. It is a denial of their right to life, development, and dignity. The impact of the road's abandonment can be felt in every sphere of life. Economic hardship. Egbema and its neighboring kingdoms are blessed with fertile farmland and fishing creeks. Farmers cultivate cassava, plantain, yam, and other produce, while fishermen supply fresh seafood to regional markets. Yet, without a functional road, they cannot transport their goods. Many harvests rot in farms, traders lose their income, and families sink deeper into poverty. Transporters are forced to detour through Ondo State, raising the cost of moving goods and inflating local food prices. Health crisis. For pregnant women, children, and accident victims, the road has become a death trap. Communities cut off by roads, by floods, or impassable sections cannot access medical facilities quickly. There are numerous cases of women dying in labor, patients losing their lives en route to hospitals, and children missing critical immunizations because health workers cannot reach them. Education setback. Students in remote communities are stranded when floods cut off the road, forcing them to miss classes and even examinations. Parents are forced to carry their children across dangerous waterways just to reach school. General insecurity. When basic infrastructure collapses, insecurity thrives. Communities left in isolation become vulnerable to crime, oil theft, and environmental degradation. The neglect of the Udo Ofunama road becomes more painful when seen against the backdrop of Egbema's contribution to Nigeria's oil wealth. The kingdom is host to major oil facilities including Opuama, OML 40, Olero, DB, Upue Kuba, Sarah Energy, Corn Oil, and NPDC Headquarter operation. OML 40, operated by a joint venture between NEPL and Headquarter, has been producing oil since the Opuama field was brought back on stream in 2014 after years of shut-in. The revenues from this field and others in the kingdom run into billions of naira annually, sustaining Nigeria's budget and foreign exchange earnings. It is therefore a paradox that while Egbema's land and water fuel the national economy, its people remain trapped in underdevelopment without good roads, safe drinking water, stable electricity, or adequate healthcare. For years, Egbema communities have petitioned the NDDC, engaged government officials, and exercised patience, hoping that promises would be fulfilled. Yet, year after year, the Udo Ofunama road remains on paper while the suffering grows worse. The present peaceful protest, NDDC Headquarters, is a last resort, a demonstration of frustration, but also of faith. The EYC worldwide believes that the government will listen, that justice can still be done, and that the Niger Delta Development Commission can rise above its reputation for abandoned projects and deliver a road that changes lives. The Egbema Youth Council has outlined 7 clear and non-negotiable demands, each tied directly to the developmental needs of the people. 1. Renovation and reward of the Udo Ofunama Road project. The contract with Jupal Mine has failed. It must be revoked and handed to a competent NDDC recognized contractor with a track record of delivery. 2. Recognition of oil-rich Egbema communities. Communities such as Opuama, Olero, DB, and others deserve equitable development in recognition of their enormous contributions to Nigeria's oil wealth. 3. Light up Niger Delta. Egbema communities must be included in electrification projects. It is unacceptable for communities hosting oil and gas facilities to live in darkness. 4. Youth empowerment and employment. With so many qualified graduates and skilled artisans unemployed, the NDDC must initiate practical training and job programs targeted at Egbema youths. 5. Clean drinking water. Pipe-bomb water systems must be installed across Egbema communities. Oil population has made rivers unsafe for drinking, yet no alternative has been provided. 6. Foreign scholarship. Deserving students from Egbema should be sponsored for master's and PhD programs abroad, especially in fields critical to national development such as engineering, public health, and geosciences. 7. Vocational and training centers. Well-equipped centers must be built to empower grassroots youth with technical and entrepreneurial skills that can reduce unemployment and poverty. The EYC worldwide emphasizes that this protest is peaceful and lawful. The youth are not armed. Their only weapon is the truth of their suffering. The message is simple: fix the road, provide basic amenities, and give the people a fair share of the development their resources fund. NDDC. The federal government and all stakeholders must recognize that continuing to neglect Egbema is not only unjust but dangerous. When communities are deprived for too long, frustration can spill over into unrest. Acting now is therefore both a moral duty and strategic imperative for peace in the Niger Delta. Despite decades of neglect, the Egbema Youth Council remains committed to peace, dialogue, and national unity. The protest is not an attack on Nigeria, but a call to make Nigeria fairer and more inclusive. EYC Worldwide believes in the vision of a Niger Delta that is prosperous, equitable, and stable. The Council believes in a Nigeria where no community is left behind and no people are treated as second-class citizens. But belief must be matched by action. The Udo Ofunama Road is more than just a stretch of asphalt. It is a symbol of justice, of whether Nigeria will stand by its promises, and of whether the NDDC deliver on its mandate. Every day, the road remains abandoned. Egbema mothers risk their lives during childbirth, farmers lose income, children miss school, and the people who give so much to Nigeria's oil economy are reminded of how little they receive in return. By awarding and completing this road, the NDDC and the federal government have an opportunity to provide that development that can reach even the most remote corners of the Niger Delta. They have an opportunity to show that justice is not selective and that the cries of the marginalized communities will not be unheard. The EYC worldwide calls on all Nigerian journalists, civil society, lawmakers, oil companies, and international partners to support this cause. Development is not a privilege, it is a right. And for Egbema, that right begins with the completion of the Udo Ofunama Road. Warebi Niren reporting from Egberitu Verimos TV. Follow us on our social media, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and also on our website, egberitu.design.blogspot.